Hey, welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting. DJ Impact is here, and we got all of the bad boys here: Simon Street, Sin City Steve, and Matt Michaels. Great to see everyone. Welcome to our wrestling talk. If you're watching us live, make sure you throw in your comments as you see fit, always on our live streams, Twitter, YouTube Live, and Facebook Live. We'll try to get it in as we see fit. All right. And if you're just listening to it, you download the podcast. We appreciate you. Thank you for downloading. So let's get right into some good old-fashioned wrestling talk with our four-way stop. All right. This is all about the highlights for you for the week. Sin City Steve, tell us what you got.
All right. So let's jump right into it. Jon Moxley is still your AEW World Champion, to the surprise of no one, fending off the challenge from Penta El Cerro Miedo on Dynamite. Say what you will about the circumstances of the match being put together and how Penta didn't deserve a title shot. There was a lot of scrutiny about that on social media. Understandable, completely. But at the end of the day, the match itself was a very, very solid match. It was very hard-hitting. There were a couple of timing issues, but on the whole, it was a great match. Mox picked up the win after hitting a paradigm shift and then a Death Rider to grab the pin. Elsewhere, Swerve and Our Glory are your number one contenders for the AEW World Tag Team titles after defeating FTR on Dynamite. Mm-hmm. Going into this match, I said that TK kind of booked himself into a corner, and with this whole FTR Acclaim, Swerve and Our Glory situation. But I really did like the ending to this match. They had the Ass Boys out there in their pre-Halloween garb, dressed up like FTR, fooling no one, obviously. Mm-hmm. Right. Into the match, you had Cash get bounced to the outside. The Ass Boys restrain him. Keith Lee hits the finish. And, there's that. Clean as a sheet in the middle of the ring. On Rampage, there was a pretty interesting wrinkle that was tossed into this whole thing. They've been teasing dissension between Swerve and Keith Lee, and it was noted that Swerve was nowhere to be found and, not in the building. Come to find out, he kidnapped Billy fucking Gunn and proceeded to break his fingers with pliers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's gone mad, huh?
I guess.
All right. Well, let me go over to you then, Simon Street. Tell us, what was your highlights for the week?
Well, one of my highlights, actually, let me start with AEW. I finally got a chance to watch AEW Dynamite finally. And as wouldn't you know it, I wasn't on the show last week, but exactly what I said when it comes to Renee. A little bit of class in this joint. And I started seeing a lot of that shit with her backstage interview segments. Although it may take a while for AEW backstage to really shape up. Some of that talent is a little bit out of control, but it's nice to see her doing that. Some other things, obviously on Raw, Austin Theory versus Mustafa Ali. That was an awesome match just to begin with. And then afterwards, obviously him and Seth Rollins going back and forth a little bit afterwards. Obviously, he is going to be Seth Rollins' problem. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing that. I'm glad that, WWE's putting a little shine on Mustafa Ali. We'll see far as where that goes. Obviously, I know we're going to be talking a lot about it, but I'm just going to go right into it. My goodness. Sami Zayn, Bloodline, Jay's just not being Uzi enough. I'm sorry. I know y'all guys want to talk about it, but that shit had me laughing so goddamn hard that I was crying. I'm not kid you not. That shit was just pure delight. And even the backstage interview as well, talking about he's going to take them to Chicken and Waffle, or the Waffle House. He loves Waffle House. Sami Zayn is a pure delight. And I got I'll put a little side segment. They had something that Solo Sikoa had said, on social media where he's talking about how great honor it is to work with, obviously his brothers and Roman. And he said that Sami Zayn is the master of the game, just being able to always just be a great encouragement to everybody. It's just interesting to see this group and how great they are. So that's pretty much what I got from my four-way stop.
Awesome. Let's move right over into Matt Michaels. What you got, sir?
AJ Styles comparing Dominic to James Ellsworth was a highlight of the week by far.
Absolutely.
Rhea Ripley slamming Gallo, that was pretty fucking awesome. Anderson versus Finn was a great match. Hey, can we be any more happier seeing R-Truth show up on WWE programming? How great is it to see him just coming out and doing his thing? That was nice to see him on 2 shows this week.
Yeah.
Good idea having Bayley push the camera during Candice's beatdown, so you didn't actually see the beatdown, you just heard it. And that stuff, they got to do more of that kind of storytelling. Riddle standing with the bongos. I've been hitting the bongs all week. Amazing. Yeah. Anderson with the ice bag selling his nut shot, and then Gallo coming back and taking the ice from him, putting it on his nuts, was wonderful. Who knew we needed JBL to be a manager? That's fucking awesome. And Johnny Wrestling carrying Raw, man. He made Corbin actually look like he could wrestle. Bayley versus Bianca and the return of Nikki Cross was also something else, man. I love that. And finally, Dragunov versus McDonough. Holy fuck. Jesus. Good stuff.
No doubt, no doubt. All right. Well, then, look, for me, and by the way, the whole Corbin thing, I take offense to that. Corbin can wrestle well. And I think it's actually pretty cool to team him up with JBL. So yeah, I've never had a problem with Corbin. I never had a problem with Corbin.
JBL, who knew we needed a manager, and he works for Corbin.
Doesn't matter. Corbin's been doing this for how long now before they brought in a manager? Same thing with Roman Reigns. How long had he been doing it before they brought in Paul? I think it's a great addition, but saying Corbin can't wrestle is insane. What have you been watching? All right. Bianca Belair.
He needs it.
Roman Reigns, Corbin. Roman Reigns, Corbin. Nice.
I'm just saying. It comes to managers, right? All right. All right. So Bianca Belair, Bayley, man. Okay, I love that match. It's always great to see 2 all-stars go at it. And although we knew Bianca was going to come on top, you just never know, because Bayley looks like she's got tricks up her sleeve. But Nikki Cross coming in, I was you know what? Thank God that people like Corey watches the monitors and not the live event, because I thought he was actually going to blow it for me and say who it was, but he couldn't see either because we couldn't see from the same monitor shot we were looking at. I love that. Thank you for being consistent in that manner. Trey Miguel versus Alan Angel, another great match as they're starting their X Division title run, being that Kazarian used option C to get to remove himself from the X Division championship. So that was a great match. I'm still learning more about Alan Angel, but I'm learning this guy is an awesome athlete. He's going to be a part of that group of X Division guys who battle is going to be cool to see more of him. All right.
Where did he come from? What was he doing for a while? Couple years.
Exactly.
I know, but it's amazing how
strange how that works, huh? Impact.
Yeah. Excuse me. So anyway, yeah, great to see. Oh, and by the way, this week's and of course the next few weeks of Impact Wrestling is from the Las Vegas show. So if you didn't get a chance to attend the show, you get a chance to see it. Last thing I mentioned I thought was good on NXT, the Chance and Carter match, Lion Stark. I thought it was really good how they came about that. I actually for a minute really thought they became new women's tag team titles. I'm like, wow, I can't believe they did it. And of course they had something up their sleeve and it works. So that was a good look for them. So let's move right over into our Too Sweet for the week. All right, I'm gonna kick you off. Simon Street, what was your Too Sweet for the week?
Well, Matt Michaels must have been thinking the same thing I was, but it was my Too Sweet for the week, seeing R-Truth twice in 1 week. But nothing was better than how he entered in on Raw. He said, you asked for the truth. The troops, I'm here, you know. And then also too on NXT with the English accent, although it, you know, Waller is not English. I mean, look, I won't go too deep in it because we all are a fan of R-Truth, and when he's able to come and sprinkle a little bit of what we call that "what's up" magic, it is just a pure delight. I mean, you can fit him anywhere, you know, and there's not too many players in the game that can actually do that. For a second, when he came out on Raw, I was like, okay, all right, R-Truth, you got that Booker T haircut. Them dreads got long, brother. And he's out there dressed like he was John Cena for a second. You know, I don't think that might have intentionally done, but it's just great to see R-Truth. And so, you know, I won't eat up too much of this time other than to say, anytime you want to add R-Truth twice in 1 week on WWE television, I'm all for it. I think it's great. Thank you.
All right, let me jump over to you, Matt Michaels. Too sweet for the week.
Yeah, simply the whole SmackDown Uso fucking bloodline, fucking gold, everything. My God. Well, you know, Usi was one thing. The other was when Roman said, we take that honorary off the shirt.
Yeah.
And, you know, and give him a new last name. When the fans started chanting Sammy Uso, it was fucking great. And the head turn, the timing, when Jay said he didn't give a damn about the tribal chief was, I mean, you can't fucking time that better than Roman's fucking head just going, because that whole time he's just standing there, just straight on, man. There's no reaction to anything, and then the head snap. It was just, I mean, pure magic. But then, you know, that was also after coming off of a match.
Yeah,
which was pretty fucking great storytelling. Man, it's yeah, the nonverbals and facial expressions, absolutely. Just everything about that whole segment was great. And the thing to watch in all these segments is how fucking hard it is for those guys not to laugh at Sammy, because none of them are expecting some of that shit he's saying. And I mean, dude, again, Jay is supposed to hate Sammy, and he is fucking biting his lip so he doesn't crack up. Just fucking gold.
You know what he reminds me of? And I'm sorry to interrupt. Sami Zayn is the Robin Williams of wrestling.
Okay.
Let that sit for a little bit.
So, going for my too sweet for the week. Can't have a too sweet moment without mentioning Chris Bay. It was great to see him live, and it was good to see him. You know, and now I tell you, he was fighting Tommy Dreamer. So,
if that's what you call it at Dreamers.
So whatever you're, if you didn't watch it, you know, he tried, but Chris Bay he performed as he normally does, on fire, looked great, and of course Vegas gave him a lot of love when he came through. So had to hook that up. Man, I remember watching Joe Hendry when he would be on ROH, and I always just thought, why is this guy over? And now that he is signed with Impact, I got a chance to do the whole experience. Just, I believe in Joe Hendry, you know. That is awesome. This guy is packaged. He is ready. I don't know what took so long to get him. This guy can wrestle. He's good on the mic. I'm excited. Like I say, I remember seeing him when he would do ROH shows, but it was, you know, now I get to see him on a regular basis in a storyline, and it's just great. I'm happy to see that he signed with them back in September. The last thing I'll mention, Shayna choked out Natalya. It's always teasing me with Shayna. I'm ready for Shayna to come back. I want the hardcore beat down. People are scared of Shayna. Maybe it's finally on its way. I don't know.
We might see it because we're starting to see a little bit more turn to factions with the women. So
yeah. All right.
They keep adding enough of them on the roster.
Yeah. Sin City. What you got?
All right. So obviously we've all talked about the Bloodline promo. It was definitely a fun watch. So everybody involved, you can just tell that everybody there is having fun, and that's what this all should be about. Realistically, as soon as Sammy initially cut the promo where he dropped the word Usi a few weeks back, I knew they had to come back and reuse it again. That couldn't just be a one and done. So yes, now that it's there and it got people to corpse on camera, it was a lot of fun just to watch that shit go down. So yeah, well done. I can't help but wonder if the same shit would have happened on another show if the reception would not have been nearly as positive as what it was online, though. I'm just going to say that. Speaking of that other show, MJF is one of the greatest promos in the business, in case you guys weren't aware. From mocking Moxley, complete with his mannerisms, saying that he would mash MJF's bones, he would drink his blood, he would gargle his piss, line of the night. He did say that he wouldn't use the Dynamite Diamond Ring in the match, but what I could see happening, could he maybe get a hold of those brass knucks from William Regal, and that's how he wins the championship? I don't know. Elsewhere, Jericho and Garcia versus Yuta and Claudio. Claudio with the airplane spin and giant swing combo. That was fucking awesome. Too sweet to you, sir, and too sweet to everyone in that match. Bryan Danielson beat the ever-loving fucking shit out of Sammy Guevara for 15 minutes, and I loved every second of it. Danielson won via ref stoppage after 15 minutes. Yeah, if you're not a fan of Sammy Guevara and you just have something against him, just go back and watch that shit again.
I take it you have a problem with Sammy Guevara and watched it again.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. It was just fun to watch.
Yeah. All right. Let's get over to this week's WTF. Well, I yield my time over to Mr. Matt Michaels, who's done the research, and I probably will agree with at least 75% of what he comes up with, 99% of what it is for AEW. Sir, I yield my time to you.
Wow.
Well, if you want to go with AEW, first off, MJF as a face, fuck. They're either going to do something really fucking bad right now by making him a face, or he gets Regal's knuckles from Regal, and it's a fucking heel turn for Regal, and splits them off. That would be nice, but they don't know what they're doing. So
of course not.
Yeah,
Steve,
that was kind of stupid.
Steve, as good as Yuta is in the ring, can he be a mute? Because when he opens up his mouth, I just want to fucking punch him, man. It's like you have Dan O'Brien who's giving this like vigorous thing. He's talking about all this, and then you get Yuta saying, "Hey, Daniel, let's stop this now." And he's got this like filled in like black beard that like it's like a 12-year-old boy dressing up like Eater Wheeler for Halloween. It's just wrong. So that would help. I think we all got to agree. Dominic comparing himself to Eddie Guerrero. Jesus. And then I hate the fact that NXT had the ref come down after they rang the bell, after they gave the tag champs to them. But there's no rhyme or reason how they do this in wrestling.
Yep.
So where the fuck is the head referee, quote unquote, during every other screw job? This is something that's ridiculously stupid, and wrestling needs to stop that shit.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go right then over to Sin City. What you got?
All right. So I really have got to feel for Emma. She made her return to SmackDown on Friday, answering Ronda Rousey's open challenge to virtually no crowd reaction whatsoever. Oof. If she's back full time, that's great. I think that, you know, she will be a good asset as long as she's given a fair shake and not made into a comedy geek this time around. But the reaction, gonna have to overcome that. Elsewhere, Matt Taven signs with AEW and his debut match is a TNT title match. What the fuck? There are really some truly weird things going on with the booking, especially when it comes to that title. And to the surprise of no one, Wardlow picked up the win in 9 minutes after hitting 4 power bombs. I mean, now, granted, the match was hurt by a really long commercial break right in the middle of the fucking match. I get it, and I realize Rampage is an hour, and only an hour. But, I mean, come on, there has to be a better way to format it so that the main event isn't deflated by a commercial break taking up a third of the match time. Ridiculous. And lastly, I swear to God, if we don't get Britt Baker costing Jamie Hayter the AEW women's title at Full Gear, finally leading to that split between the two, I give up on the booking in this women's division. Period. The shit needs to go down at Full Gear. Storm needs to win because Britt is jealous that Jamie Hayter's got her beat. And Britt, yeah, she breaks up the pin and Hayter flips out, lays her out post-match, goes out as a monster babyface, kickstart that feud. Oh, and after that feud's done, you might as well just let Jamie Hayter take the TBS title off Jade.
Wow.
Good luck. Jesus.
Simon Street, what you got?
Well, I got a little bit of feedback for a couple of things that I saw. First and foremost, on NXT, man, Shotzi versus Last Legend. Snooze alert. Wasn't really exciting. Wasn't nothing. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's there.
First time watching Lash Legend wrestle? Lash Legend?
No.
Right.
She's past not good. And I hate to say that about somebody because, you know, you work so hard to get where you are. I just feel like you need to change up your style.
I think she's just going to become like the new Aaliyah, you know, someone that's just going to be there for a while, just constantly, you know, and then some point will probably be on the main roster for 2 weeks and then she fades away.
She'll have the TNT title forever.
Am I going to be that asshole in the group and say we know why Aaliyah ascended to where she did? She sure as hell got it being on her back. But anyways, besides the point, you know, Lash Legend doesn't have to sleep to get ahead in the WWE. What she probably needs to do is take a step back, look at and lean to her strengths. She does have size on her. She is a tall woman. She is somewhat athletic. She needs to do something because that did not work at all. Looked very discombobulated. Wasn't feeling it at all. Next thing is on Raw. The whole thing with Omos squashing these 4 little freaking idiots was a waste of freaking time. I get you trying to sell Braun Strowman, but Braun Strowman's little quick speech he made on SmackDown made sense. I want to challenge her. That shit, what the fuck, man? That shit is fucking annoying. Like, it's a waste of freaking time. And then, you know, last but not least, one thing that I just thought was kind of interesting, and it kind of goes to what you were saying, Sin City, is Emma. I don't know what's there for Emma in WWE. I mean, I know she's with Matt Moss, and they make a great, beautiful couple. I like when they go to the woods in their cabin and they take pictures in the horizon and stuff. But I figured they were going to switch up her style, and I hope that's the case that they're doing. I get it. I totally get it. It's been a long time, and you want to think for relativity's sake, you have her come back from when she left. They're going to have to do something with her, some kind of way, you know. Outside of that, JBL. I liked him better the week prior when he had the hammer pants on, the extra big, thick pants you could have fit two Christmas turkeys in. I don't know how I feel about him, and why is he with Corbin? Because I feel like him being a manager could be served better for somebody else than Corbin. I agree with Impact. Corbin really doesn't need a manager, but I think that he would be great with Mustafa Ali, who does need a manager. And that is that. Yes, Michaels. Mustafa Ali needs a manager. He needs a manager.
JBL with Mustafa.
Yeah, man. Have him do like a culture type of thing and say like, you Americans don't give, people a thing. But anyways, besides it, the last one is New Day against Montse and whatever the hell that. Why? Take them motherfuckers off TV, please. They're a waste of time, and that's all I have to say. That's my what the hell.
Yeah, DJ, he took your time.
He did. That's okay.
Well, he restarts his time over and over again anyway, so I figured I'd just keep going.
And it's Mustafa.
Whoa. Mustafa Harbli.
All right. Let's get right into the lookout. All right, so I'm looking out with this interesting character name. Was it Uncle Howdy? Yeah, I'm looking out for Uncle Howdy. This is very interesting. How all this is going to come together. So yeah. Also, the Miz's secret. The Miz got a secret, and Gargano's going to blow the whistle. And I can't wait to hear what that secret is. That sucks. Y'all probably already know what the secret is. I don't know what the secret is, but I can't wait till I find out, because it's going to be like, oh, I should have freaking known. That was it. I'm also looking out. Made her debut, Ava Rain on NXT. Yeah, I mean, let's see, right? The daughter of one of the best wrestlers of all time. I think that she's definitely going to be something that that's going to be doing the best she can to, kind of live up to that, to pretty much her family's legacy. So I think we're going to see where that's going to go. So I'm excited to see her. And yeah, she was a part of Joe Gacy's what do they call the Syad? The what?
Schism.
Yeah.
Schism. It's like jism, but it's a schism.
So anyway, those are what I'm looking out for. I wish I was looking out for Crown Jewel, but I'll be looking out for both Simon Street and Michaels to be giving us in-depth commentary, information on that next week. So we're looking forward to that. All right.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for making me now have to wake up early to watch it. Or
That's
no, it's
right.
in the afternoon anyways. What am I talking?
All right, let me go over to you. Sin City, man, what are you looking out for?
So it was announced that on January 1 at the Noah New Year 2023 event, the Great Muta will be wrestling one of his final matches against Shinsuke Nakamura. This is absolutely huge.
Yep.
Props to WWE for signing off on allowing Nakamura to work the match. This is not the first time that WWE has played nice with Noah, as they allowed Kenta, when he was under WWE contract, as Hideo Itami, to work a couple of dates for Noah. But we can only hope that this trend continues. It's a first-time match between the two, and I know Muta's old. I get it. But at the same time, the nostalgia factor is there. I want to see these guys lock up, and it's really cool. You can only imagine how much of an honor it is for Nakamura to be chosen to be put in that spot as well. Very cool. On Rampage, we saw Wardlow and Samoa Joe get laid out by the Gates of Agony, Brian Cage, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Cage held up the ROH TV title. Hobbs held up the TNT title as Rampage faded to black. Will one or both of these titles actually change hands? Is the reunion a temporary thing? Tune in to the next episode of AEW to find out. Anyway, also after the Mox and Penta match, the Firm hit the ring, laid out Mox, and MJF looked conflicted as he came down to the ring. He jumped in there and fired Stokely and the Firm. He then got his ass kicked, put through a table by W. Morrissey as the show faded to black. Ethan Page leveled him with the Ego's Edge beforehand. I'm just guessing here. MJF wins that title match at Full Gear, and Ethan Page wins that Eliminator tournament. And we have Ethan Page versus MJF at Winners coming. It all just writes itself.
All right. I like that. Let's go over to you, Matt Michaels. What you got?
Yeah, the Rock's daughter and Schism. I mean, you know, who saw that coming when they took that mask off?
Yeah.
It's just interesting. Who is Scripps? We got to find out who Scripps is, because that is something NXT introduced. Bray Wyatt's logo on the equipment trunk was perfectly visible when Liv came back and did her sliding spear into Sonya. So they're shooting a bunch of hints. Yes, Uncle Howdy is going to be extremely wonderful to see what happens, especially for you, DJ, since you hate horror movies, and now it's turning into a hell realm. So you're gonna have to do this.
Wifey looked at that, was like, nah, that's not gonna work for me.
Oh, come on. Yeah. He looks like the blue version of the Kentucky Fried Chicken. He's like, come get your fried chicken and blue waffles.
Oh my God.
Just wait until you pull out
just
that
Google
map.
Those things.
Or
don't.
Y'all listening.
And Emma, I want to see more Emma. Yeah, she didn't get a response because it's been so fucking long. And you know that, you know, it's not like she was making an impact within the last year of her stint there anyway. So, you know, bring them back, and she's worked herself into as good as she'll be in the ring in her career. So, fuck, if she gets a contract, has a contract, use it. Have fun there for the first time.
Exactly. Simon Street.
Oh, man, I am looking out for what the heck is going to happen with El Gato del Fantasma and freaking Hit Row. I have no idea. You know, at first I was a little excited about Shinsuke Nakamura, who is the Asian version of Swerve, apparently, in a haircut maybe. But then I realized, as what Sin City Steve had alluded later on, that, okay, I see why Shinsuke was Super Saiyan Shinsuke. Yes, because he got that January 1st date going up. So we got to put some shine on the King of Strong style and shit. But it was cool to see him with that. So I'm looking to see how that develops. Is that just something to get him, you know, obviously some airtimes to get more eyes on the product, Western side, for when they watch, you know, something that most people don't even watch the product that's out there. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. That, and I would say one other thing, I got really excited about the Crown Jewel, Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. The more and more I see those packages that get brought up that was shown on Raw, the more and more I get excited about it. I like that there's nothing on the line. That makes me even more excited. I hope those two tear each other up and shit, and it's great. And then last but not least is, you know, I talked about it some weeks ago on NXT, you know, Mahan and Verdun, whatever his name is, they came in and beat the shit out of Creed Brothers. It's kind of interesting because, you know, something about having some big ass dudes that just look angry and they're well suited and booted. It just adds a nice little complex to the tag team division, men's tag team division of NXT. So those are the things I'm looking forward to.
No doubt. We got Best in Show. All right, let me do that right quick, and then I'll ask you a question, Sin City. Was the TNT title on Wednesday show? Or was that on
Rampage?
It was on Rampage.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Okay. I was hoping that everyone was keeping up with what happened, because on Thursday's Impact, they got fired. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. So I was hoping that it was
but they already debuted before they were fired on Impact because they debuted on Rampage like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Damn, I was about to give them props. Like, man, that's all right.
Not today.
Yeah, not today, man. Best in show for me, probably be for everybody, but definitely SmackDown, man. It's great to see that, not only that Sammy had control of what he was saying, but the audience as well, and they wanted to believe. They wanted, when he was saying to Jay, why can't we just be cool? I apologize. It's so weird because I feel like that person that Sammy was playing right there is a person I kind of relate to in real life. A person who don't want to have like a lot of drama from folks. So it's like, okay, I tell you what, can we be cool? Did I do something wrong? Okay, I apologize. My bad. I kind of feel like when I saw that, and then watching the audience just react to that as like, clapping their hands, like, yeah, Jay, come on, let's just get together. Let's all be, and of course, watching Jay just shit at the whole idea. It was great. Everything about that segment, and the overall SmackDown. It was a really good show. So that was my show of the week. Simon Street, what would you give the best in show for this week?
I would definitely say.
Hey, Simon, I'm sorry, Matt Michaels. Give me 30 seconds. I think I had 30 more seconds. Black Adam. I saw the movie, and I liked it. I don't know why everybody is. I've been reading that apparently the movie's being shit on, and my guess is it has to do with people who are just no. I've read a couple of headlines and just headlines itself, and for whatever reason, I think people was just comparing it too much to Marvel, and I think they need to get away from that, please.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, but then they make a movie that actually has a bad sound, like it's not even worth seeing. Anyways, I just want to throw shout out to Black Adam, The Rock, everybody in that movie. It was a great movie. I thought I just shout it out. All right, Simon Street, back to you.
Well, first and foremost, if you're comparing DC to Marvel, you're a fucking idiot. But besides that point, I heard that Black Adam was great, and I'm going to go see it on Tuesday. So, and just me agreeing with you too, Impact, in the season of agreeing with Impact, SmackDown was the best in show. Grand opening, grand closing. You already mentioned with the bloodline and, all of that Uzi and shit. What was cool was the end. And this is why I've been really paying attention to anything that comes out of Bray Wyatt's mouth. I'm really trying to break it down and analyze it because, not having just Uncle Howdy come out, there's a lot of things that I had to rewind back a couple of times. And I love when shows prompt me to do that. Hearing stuff like, saying, my emotions don't work like most other people's. I've always have control. Sometimes they can send me to a very dark place. Other times I just don't feel anything at all. Hearing comments like, there's a part of me that really likes that I'm willing to do some awful things. And then, Uncle Howdy, basically telling him, you got to rewind it because it's hard to understand. And he's talking about like, you do wear a mask, again, that inner conflict, that inner dialogue that we were, not last week, but the week before last, we were talking about it, really has me intrigued. And I'm glad that they're giving small little tidbits and meal piecing us into unlocking that of Bray Wyatt's persona. And man, I tell you what, that intro hits. I play back his intro every time, and that right there is a master artwork. But besides that, SmackDown did good, even with some things that were least lackluster, was still decent. That Karrion Kross, Madcap Moss, that was not the best I've seen, but still was pretty decent. So overall, SmackDown.
All right, cool. Matt Michaels.
It wasn't any of the wrestling shows. It actually was Chucky. The episode of Chucky this week was a very interesting thing. It was actually hosted by Chucky, and it was a look at some different characters, kind of an offshoot of the main story. But at the end of the episode, we get WWE's own Liv Morgan, who in an interview said that her dream was to be murdered by Chucky. And so he made it happen, and he murdered Liv Morgan on television. It was fucking amazing. It was really great. So you talk about, transforming her character a little bit. This is the kind of shit that this is what she's going to be. She's not known for wrestling. She's known for what she can bring in terms of portraying things. And, that will be fine. She'll be great. So I am all down for seeing Liv get murdered again.
Oh boy,
that sounds like that sounds a little borderline smut
on a TV show.
Yeah. I'm not talking like Chris Benoit comes back from the dead or something.
Oh my god! And it gets darker.
Sin City Steve, man, what was your show of the week?
I mean, it would make all the sense in the world for Liv to be involved with that Bray stable, especially because we know that Bo Dallas is going to be affiliated with it, and those two are an item. So anyway, for me, best in show is
thank you.
What's that?
Yeah, Believe.
I didn't know all that, but I appreciate it.
Believe it and live.
Uncle Howdy, look at the earring. Anyway,
okay.
AEW Dynamite was best in show. Of course, I'm going to say that, right? I'm the AEW shill. I have to say that. Anyway, realistically though, the Jericho and Garcia versus Yuta and Claudio match, MJF promo, the Swerve in Our Glory versus FTR match. I mean, even the Riho and Jamie Hayter match. It was all very solid, and it was capped off by that main event with that little storyline at the end where the firm turned on MJF. We'll see if that holds up or if that was a ruse. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, AEW Dynamite for sure.
All right.
SmackDown was close though. I will say this: SmackDown was close.
No doubt. All right. Good stuff, fellas. Awesome wrestling talk. We're going to get ready to record our 3-count topic. For those who were just listening on the podcast, thank you for downloading. Make sure you download Tuesday's episode for 3-count, where we're going to talk about these topics. The top 10 of Pro Wrestling Illustrated Women's List for 2022 has been revealed. So we're going to talk about that list. How about Cody Rhodes says he didn't leave AEW over issues with CM Punk? Well, I'll take a look at that. And how about Bayley on WWE adding a secondary women's championship? So let's see what's her take is on that, right? All right. That's going to be our 3-count. If you're watching us live, make sure you hop back on so you can hear us discuss this. We appreciate you always for hanging out. Until then, we'll see you back next week where we would do it all over again. All right. Happy wrestling.